What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Tuesday 11 game main slate here on the DraftKings board, starting at 7:05 Eastern Time. Grande looking at the Monday slate. A lot of the chalk there hit. Tampa Bay went and scored like 17 runs and counting. Bobby Witt Jr. homered. The Braves homered. The Tark Skubal start came through big for those who played him there. So, if you faded the chalk, you might have had a little bit of a tougher day. But now we get 11 games. These matchups kind of rerunning themselves through. Spencer Schwellenbach is your top price guy. Hunter Brown's over $10,000 here on this main slate. So some interesting matchups to target. Some new series starting up as well. And I already, once again, see, I think, a starter that could be one of the more popular of the day. You ready just to dive into this one here, Grande?
Baseball.
Oh, baseball, Ray. They just come and they do. All right, 11 games. Spencer Schwellenbach, as I said, 10-5. Top price starting pitcher against Toronto here. The Blue Jays offense didn't really have anything going on the Monday slate. Schwellenbach, a far superior pitcher. Will they have any success? We'll find out. Is he worth spending 10-5 for? I guess we'll talk about that as well. Brown gets St. Louis. Fried gets Kansas City. Kansas City also
Terrible.
got cookie cuttered on Monday. Jack Flaherty gets Milwaukee. Your top four guys up over $9,000. Again, this is an 11 game slate, so there's a lot of pitching options. Do you find any of the top four to be a target of yours here?
All of them?
All of them?
I think I like all of them. I mean, Schwellenbach has a massive ceiling, as we saw last year and we saw against Miami. He misses a lot of bats, and when he doesn't, everything's on the ground. I feel like Hunter Brown has made 47 consecutive good starts. Like, I don't know when the last time Hunter Brown made a bad start was, but it was definitely when he couldn't figure out how to pitch, and then ever since he could, he hasn't made a bad start since. So, if you want to pitch Hunter Brown, he'll probably get you about 20 fantasy points with a ceiling of like 40. Max Fried looked, quite good to excellent his last time out, and he's after a rocky first start that included 20 runs on his behalf. They're behind him rather. He has allowed one earned in his last two, and he has looked every bit the $230 million man that the Yankees paid for. So I love Max Fried against an offense that apparently just can't hit anymore. And Jack Flaherty definitely has the toughest spot, but Jack Flaherty is also another guy who just misses bats. I mean, he had 9 strikeouts against the Yankees the last time out, 7 against the White Sox, and he's faced 2 of the best offenses in baseball already and has allowed 2 earned runs against those teams. So I think there's a case for all 4 of them. For Schwellenbach probably being the highest owned, Fried probably right behind him.
Yeah, I'd probably give you a nod on both of those. St. Louis and Milwaukee, again, like decent early numbers against righties, but you're talking about 2 really good pitchers, so maybe that won't even matter.
Yep.
I think Jeffrey Springs is just going to draw a ton of ownership here.
Yes.
Tougher matchups going against the Padres and the Cubs. We saw what his ceiling could be against Seattle in his first start. Now he gets the White Sox. Again, a high strikeout pitcher. The A's are going to be a favorite in this game. The Athletics, in general, not striking out a ton against left-handed pitching. Numbers are actually pretty.
The White Sox.
White Sox, right? Sorry, the White Sox. I reverse that. Chicago striking out a ton against left-handed pitching. Jeffrey Springs pitches for the Athletics. Yes. 198 average, 083 ISO, 240 WOBA. But we just saw Garrett Crochet nearly perfect game against them. Chase Meredith, I think is how you pronounce that name there, broke up the no-no. I think Springs at $8,200 is going to be even on an 11-game slate, 25-30% rostered here.
Yeah, and the key here is you mentioned he pitched well. Where did he pitch well, John?
Pitched well in his home ballpark.
No. Well, yes, on the road.
Well, I mean, he pitched well enough in San Diego. I mean,
well,
6 innings, 3 earned, is quality start.
It was fine. Yeah, it was fine. Nine base runners, not what you love to see, but it was fine. He squeaked out 14 fantasy points. My point was it was just away from Sacramento.
Sure.
Just get him away from Sacramento, and good things should follow.
We'll get on the same page here. All right, so we got Springs at $200. I think will be one of the higher roster pitchers here. You have Male, McGill in this mid range. Again, we don't really target Tyler Male often in 2025, but goes in Chicago, 7 innings and earned 4 strikeouts. Faces Tampa Bay at home, 5 shutout, 1 hit allowed in those starts. I don't know. We thought this guy was maybe washed up a little bit with all the injuries. Gets out of Cincinnati, goes to Texas, has an Angels lineup here. Any interest in Male or McGill drawing the Twins matchup?
I'd love to open Fangraphs, but I know my computer's gonna crash. So
open it up, and then we'll give you 3 seconds for your computer to catch up.
Okay. TBD on Male.
Okay.
The ERA looks. I mean, can we talk about the luck? 147 BABIP. He's walking almost 5 batters per 9 innings, and his xFIP is 3 runs higher than his ERA. And yet here we are looking at dazzling numbers.
I will say that the first start certainly did him no favors with 4 walks and an inning in the third.
Sure. All right, let's click another button on Fangraphs. Computer's still going. Okay. xFIP in start number 2. Okay. Interestingly enough, that first start, John, on the walks front, he still had a 500 BABIP. So everything that was hit was basically a hit.
Yes.
The last 2 games, 091 BABIP, 105 BABIP. Obviously, he's allowed 1 run in that span. 412 xFIP last game expected FIP, and then 363. So like pretty big discrepancies. Sure. I'm not saying just seems to be a little bit on the luck side, but maybe he's just going to be lucky all year. The Angels have hit a lot of home runs. That's the one thing that we have to mention. They've been hitting a lot of home runs. So and I believe the fly ball rate is elevated right now. So one more button on Fangraphs. We're good. We're flying. We're cruising right now. 47% fly ball rate so far. Last year was only 36, but it was he did not pitch a lot.
He hasn't really pitched. 2022 was the last time he made more than 5 starts in a season. So
47% fly ball rate during that year. So if he's going to be a fly ball pitcher and there's going to be luck, that luck will run out and he will give up home runs. So I'm a little bit lukewarm there. But I am interested in McGill if he's going to pitch this way. You and I had talked about the pitch count. And although it was a sad day for you, kind of, because 50% of the field went here. Yeah. And he was super mediocre, but he is missing bats. And the pitch count was up to 90 and he missed bats again. Minnesota was mowed down by Clay Holmes on the Monday slate. They have been middling to bad in every offensive category against right-handed pitching. So yeah, I think McGill is the guy of those 2 to pick out.
Sure. Again, $7,900 for him there. Less inclined to go with Kikuchi. Walker Buehler looked good last start. He said he felt violent again. I don't take that for what it is, but Tampa Bay hung 16 on Tanner Houck, who might be an IL stint or a demotion with Giolito and Mayo. Both of those guys are ready to come back. I don't know if he's going to keep that rotation spot or not. But I'm not really interested going Buehler in Tampa Bay again, that ballpark. Hey, more runs scored in Tampa Bay. I don't care what the StatCast page said a couple days ago. Are we going anyway here? Are we doing the Landon Knack event again? I mean,
he is
69 pitches at least. Nice,
Dude, he is a bad pitcher. I don't know what gives here, bad pitcher or bad offense. They might just be bad together.
He's going to be like a minus 200 favorite in this game. So
Yeah. Okay. I am. You could say no. Yeah. Literally, there's no reason he's 6,700. There's none.
no. This
There's
is the bad.
no.
This was
There's
a bad
no
start.
reason.
This was a bad start. These weren't that awful. So
I said it last start. I used him last start, and
yeah.
I was pissed that he got taken out, and they immediately blew his win in the KC game after 73 pitches, 6 innings. Like, yeah, the Mets offense can be good. They haven't. They've been mediocre. They can be really good. Like, Pete Alonso's been great, and everyone else has kind of lagged behind. They don't strike out a lot, but that's just a simple misprice. That's what that is.
Yeah, I agree. Again, sure, Mets lineup can be intimidating, with Alonso and Soto and Lindor and all that. But Bailey Ober is a good pitcher here. So I would agree. I would take some shots there. Quinn Priester, we initially laughed because he gave up the early homer. Then he settled down. I mean, 7 ground ball outs, only 2 fly ball outs in course. It's not bad. It's not bad. Just saying.
I wasn't frozen, by the way. I'm here.
I hear you.
I'm not chiming into this. I refuse.
All right. Anything else then for value?
Everything else, you got to close your eyes and you just.
Do we trust Eric Fetty? Had the no hitter and then got pulled because of pitch count. Sonny Gray shut down Houston.
Dude, they're bad.
They're inconsistent.
They had 3 good days where Houston's back. The numbers tell me they're bad.
Well, we also did say, was this Houston back or the Angels pitching?
Yes.
seems like Angels pitching
seems latter
to that question.
I mean, Fetty's fine. I'd be okay with it. I shouldn't say the Astros are bad. They obviously have some good talent on their team that could be good. And probably will at times be good, but
what numbers are real? Cardinals versus lefties.
They are very
and even with a lefty heavy lineup in there, didn't matter.
Yeah, well, that's because you shat on Luke and Baker, and he's the truth hitting second. Don't.
Brendan Donovan went 4 hits as a lefty.
Yeah, as a lefty, I guess. Yeah.
But we've had 2 good starts, 1 bad start for Fed here. Once against Minnesota, once versus Pittsburgh, and a bad start versus Boston.
I'm good with it. I just have a hard time just looking at any of these names and being like, why wouldn't I just try Bailey Ober versus any of these? Because that guy had 200, almost had 200 strikeouts last year. I'm gonna just that guy.
Yeah, the 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, what happened? This isn't the KBO Fetty that we know.
No, it's not. All right, let's go to catcher, where we generally just find the cheapest player and plug him in. Sean Murphy homered again, though. He's $4,200.
I'm never spending on catcher again. I did it once tonight, and I used Salvi, and he went over. I'm never doing it again. Never.
Can we go back quickly though and talk about Gossman, because he 8 shutout 10 Ks.
Yeah, he was good, but it was Boston. But Boston can't. Boston doesn't even know they're playing for the
Boston takes a pool noodle to the plate at this moment.
You might be giving too much credit to Boston right now.
That could be fair. But Gossman, 2 of his 3 starts have been pretty good. Yeah. Even the start against the Mets wasn't great. No strikeouts. Wasn't the worst in terms of what he was allowed. Only 2 hits, but gave up a homer. So
just need to dodge home runs.
Yeah, dodge the home runs. All right, back to catcher. Randy Vasquez is pitching, but no lefties for the Cubs. But doesn't mean we wouldn't play Amaya anyways. $3,100.
No, we can make it work.
Just go plug that in.
El Gary at 22 probably cracks the lineup. I know he's been terrible, but
Logan Allen.
Logan Allen gets a lefty. Caratini. 2,100.
Yeah,
He's in the
Carantini wasn't
lineup.
in the lineup tonight. That kind of killed our morning build because he was 2,300 on that slate.
Yep.
But if he cracks it this time, I would definitely play a $2,100 Carantini.
Bo Naylor.
Maldonado versus Imanaga. He finally gets
True.
the lefty.
Yeah, Managa's had a little bit of a home run problem to start the year, right? A couple.
Didn't he homer off Imanaga earlier this year? Was that the homer game? The Cubs? Yeah, right here.
Did he homer off Imanaga?
4-4. That was the Imanaga start.
Wait, don't do this. Don't do this. I'm out.
What?
I'm out. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what he did against Imanaga already. Just kidding.
You're not a BVP guy.
No, it's fine.
I'm not doing BVP. I'm just talking about lefties, and he homered.
No, I know. I was just being that guy again. It's okay.
Okay, got it. Again, I would play Yanier if he's in there. 3,400 is. He's not this bad of an offensive player. He was really good. He was too good last year.
Great, dude. Yeah. No, there wasn't the power last year, but he was like such a just quality hitter.
Yeah. Yusei Kikuchi gives up a lot of home runs.
He does give up a lot of home runs.
Jonah Heim there.
Yep.
Dingler had a good day today. If you're going against Priester, again,
Wells,
Murphy homered again.
And Wells homer. They hit Austin Wells third.
Yeah.
This evening he homered. That's all the Yankees do. If you're gonna play Yankee stack, it's all or nothing right now.
I agree. First base. Again, got Ohtani versus Feltner. If you want to spend up for it,
the Ryan Feltner stuff's been weird, right? Because he's been wildly good.
Yeah, if he pitches well against the Dodgers, then I'll believe it.
But, well, it's been twice in Coors, and one in a minor league park, and all of it has worked out. And I was looking at the numbers today, and it all is like lines up. You're not wrong. Like I'd be shocked if it continues, but it's bizarre.
Yeah, that's fine. Still wouldn't stop me from playing Ohtani or Freeman.
No.
There's Soderstrom. How do you feel about the A's lineup outside of Sacramento, though? Are you less inclined?
I'm a little indifferent. I guess we didn't.
It's kind of too much, I think, given the other options too on the slate.
Yeah, we didn't talk Sean Burke. He hasn't been good since the opener. He's been very hittable versus Minnesota and couldn't even make it out of over 3 innings against Cleveland. So they've been struggling outside of Sacramento. I mean, I think that price is way too expensive too for Soderstrom. I mean, we're paying like to start the year. What his price was probably sub $3,100 to start the year.
Big ramp up, obviously a home run 80, but has a homer now in 5 games.
Yeah.
Plus, I say Soderstrom. Below them is Michael Busch, lefty versus Vasquez. We talk about those numbers all the time there. Manzardo against Morton. I understand the batting average isn't there, but there's a lot of power behind Kyle Manzardo. So if you're anti Charlie Morton, could give up some home runs there as 2 guys in that upper tier. You go down into the mid and value range. Mountcastle versus Allen at $3,900. Torque $3,900 against Priester. If you're chasing that, my boy Ben Rice.
Yeah, you ignored my tweet I sent at you.
Mr. Statcast himself, homered again. Gonna lead off versus Michael Wacha in Yankee Stadium.
Dude, he hit a home run. He's the happiest person ever. He was just smiling, rounding the bases, just smiling, dude. He's happy to be here.
Other Statcast darling here, Jonathan Ross, big night versus Boston. Didn't homer, had 2 doubles, had a bunch of RBIs and runs scored. Again, just had offense in that ballpark, hard to ignore. Any of those 2 guys, even again, throw Mountcastle in there as well versus a lefty. Just play it down. Mountcastle, Torkelson, Rice, Aranda. Say it over and over again. As long as they're going to be under $4,000, like every night, your first baseman should come from this trio. Really, this trio every night, your first baseman should come from.
What do you think of Nolan Shanwell and the power that he's flashed the last couple of games?
So it's kind of interesting because they worked with him in the offseason to increase his swing speed and strength because of how bad his exit velocities were last year.
Yeah, well, they called him up from Double-A, and he it was like he drafted like the year before.
Send him right to the show. But he had no power. He's a big dude. Back-to-back games at home runs. I mean, I I don't think his Statcast page actually looks pretty good. I feel like I had checked it out after I saw that story. Shenuel, let's see. Show me Reds.
Yeah,
Nope.
you gotta get off the Ben Ray or the Ben Rays
Yeah,
page.
it is. So the numbers obviously are still not good. His bat speed is 68 miles an hour. I haven't seen a single page under 70. That's how low his bat speed is. I mean,
Okay, we don't need to go there.
This is.
Yeah, we don't need to go there.
It could be. Maybe it's better. This is a great number. He doesn't swing and miss.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing when he called up. They're like, he has great bat control and he does not miss.
Squared up, 87 percentile. So he's making great contact and he doesn't swing and miss. This is putrid.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Horrifically. He needs to go put like 8 donuts on his bat and then do like a bunch of swings before he gets to the plate so the bat feels extra light. But all of these numbers are pretty horrific for him. But maybe he turns it around. Again, he's a big guy.
Right.
I would rather play any of the other guys above him, though. Dude, we didn't talk Pepio. What's Pepio's price tag? 74?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Pepio against Boston, they're lost, man.
Yeah, they look lost.
They are. Someone's getting fired, I think, sooner rather than later there.
Didn't they just extend Cora?
Well, Cora's good. Something else is changing there.
Who's the hitting coach in Boston?
Honestly, I don't even know. But
He's
Christian
cooked.
Campbell homered tonight, so he's about the only one doing anything. So
yeah.
Let's see. Not a Bauer spot for me. Berger has been really slow to get going, but this would be a Berger spot. All right, 4 straight games at a hit. It's a positive.
Very, very powerful man against left-handed pitching.
Yeah. So 3K. Well, we'll get to my other guy, Josh Young. We're going to be playing probably that at third. If he's still, first look show, guys. For those of you who are tuning in, this is our first look. I don't know what Josh Young's price tag is, but last week he was like $3,400, and I'm like, this is way too cheap.
I looked.
You looked. Okay. Well, don't tell me. I want to be surprised.
$7,000.
Yeah, he is higher than Otani. Damn it. Burleson's there. We're not going to touch that versus Brown.
Well, I already moved on to the second.
Yeah, we're done.
I already moved on. I was already on.
As I said, your first baseman should be coming from this group right here. Second base position. Josh Chisholm did homer. I said he was too expensive.
Yes, he did. He sure did.
He's still too expensive, but if he's going to homer, he'll pay it off, kind of. $5,600 against Waka. Westberg back in the lineup against Allen, 51. Brandon Lau again, another night. Good night for him. Didn't homer, but good night, $4,800. If you wanted to run that one out there. And Christian Campbell did homer. Kyron Paris is at the 4K.
As he struggles, or at least I shouldn't say struggle, as he doesn't homer every day. They finally. It's always the baseball.
You get him out of Tampa Bay, and all of a sudden the 330-foot homers don't fall anymore. Yeah. Man, Semion's all the way down to 3,800 now.
Yeah, we know what happens. Marcus Semion's not. Marcus Semion's a September player.
Yeah, that's true. Is there a value guy you play here? Do we have
Edward Julian, Jose Iglesias gets a lefty. Iglesias has been really good, and he won't be pinch hit for with Cronenworth on the IL.
Yeah, you saw they played him in the outfield the other day too.
Yeah, they're because he's been good for them. So
they got rid of what's his face's Brooks Lee. Doesn't have second base eligible anymore.
Sad.
All right, where did we settle in here?
Iglesias, Julian, Cole Keith. I think all 3 of those guys are all fine.
All right, third base. Josh Young, 3,500. Hell yeah. It's a good price. It's a good price for Josh Young.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to play any of the Boston guys. Ramirez, obviously, against Morton is pretty decent.
Machado, good player.
Riley homered twice. Again, I kind of like Austin, but he gave up a lot of fly balls. So
yeah. Caminero homered again.
Yeah, we know those homers are coming.
Yeah.
All right. Bueller's probably in trouble in this game. is
Wait,
violent.
what did he get? He got
his
his violence back. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said he was the first time he felt violent on the mound in some time. Whatever.
Okay, got it.
Sure, great. Well, Cameron was going to hit that ball 111, so exit velocity off of you there. So yeah, Paredes again, but I still think this is just the spot to go here. Josh Jung
agreed.
at home against a lefty. That's a great price tag for him.
McKinstry, Josh Smith. You could play him in the outfield too. Smith hits lefties and righties. He's been so good. Texas has to. I know they have a bunch of injuries, but it's kind of like how the Phillies have come out and we're like, we got to play Edmundo Sosa, and we're literally benching Brendan Marsh for the next 3 days so we can play this guy every day. They have to do that with Josh Smith too, because he just hits all the time. He just hits every day.
Yeah, super util. Could play anywhere across the diamond. So, Ron Urias obviously hits lefties a little well. $3,200 for him.
I don't think Ernie Clement will be 40% owned on this slate.
Nope, probably not. Let's see. I had
J.H. Malloy might be though.
Yeah, J.H. Malloy.
I just wanted to say his name. Just prove to you that I could do
just
it.
Say J.H.
I can get over that hurdle.
Yeah. All the Toronto Atlanta plays probably gonna be a little bit lesser rostered here. That's probably it then. Again, I think that's Josh Jung, or you're spending up for Caminero, Machado.
Get me out of there.
Shortstop, Mookie, Bobby Witt homered. Gunnar Henderson's $5,500. Do you prefer
obviously Witt has a tough spot, but you can play elite players in any spot and they can be elite.
Yeah, Gunner's lefty, but not too concerned there. Obviously, Mookie is $6K, so some prices on the spots there. Jacob Wilson, good professional hitter, $3,500. They hit him 6 the other day. I don't know if they'll continue to kind of move him in the lineup, but going to be opportunities if that's the case for him.
Struck out, unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got 3 strikeouts on the year now. It's pretty brutal. That 4% strikeout rate, killer.
Wow, this position stinks.
Where's Lee? Where did they have him third base?
Third and short. He's third and short.
Okay. What's his price? Am I just missing him?
24. You are absolutely missing him.
Just missing him. There he is. I would play this again.
Yeah, I mean he's good. He's good.
Too good to be this. Too good to be this cheap.
He's a good player.
Brian Rocchio's, I think, an interesting spot too. Guy's been on a little bit of a heater lately. Couple hits. Yeah. Again, Charlie Morton, not great.
Charlie Morton has been very bad. I don't think you mentioned Seager. Seager's one of those guys that doesn't bother me lefty at all. If we're playing, because we're playing Rangers
and under 5K too,
and he's under 5K. We've talked about this for a while. If we're playing Rangers and you get an under 5K Corey Seager, it's just one of those things. I'm not. Now, Kikuchi was pretty good against lefties last year, but some of the underlying stats: 133 ISO, 178 expected ISO to lefties last year. So,
yeah, I'm good with it. Again, we always talk Seager's a guy that should be priced up with the 5K guys. He was at the beginning of the year, but it's since fallen down a little bit there. Outfield, you're just plugging Kyle Tucker in this spot. $6,300 against Vasquez, probably.
Randy continues to not be able to get lefties out.
Yeah. $6,300. Great spot for him. But per usual, plug anybody you want. Mike Trout keeps homering.
Yep.
You have Ohtani, you have Judge. You can really play any of these top guys without too much concern there. Mid-tier options for us. Or do you any notables for us in this mid-4K range?
Mid 4K. I was lagging behind a little bit. I mean, I don't hate Lawrence Butler at 48, but again, they're very, very expensive. Super, super expensive. Adolis 45 gets the lefty. Ian Happ 45. He's slowed down after a really quick start. If you want to play Buxton, he's just homering. a lot lately. You could play Conforto. Dominguez has definitely been better. And he's playing a really good left field, and they were benching him to start the year. And now he's like finishing games and stuff like at the end of, so if he's like going to play well in the field, you'll get 9 innings and probably get the final at bat out of Dominguez too, which is obviously important. Taylor Ward continues to homer all the time. So many home runs because that's all the Angels are doing. They're just hitting so many home runs.
Soler, Trout, they're just all homering.
Dude, they're just Kyron Paris has 5 home runs. Yeah. Like Hoppy. You just said Nolan Shanwell as speaking of home runs, the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Jake Mangum. No, it wasn't Mangum. It was Misner hit 2. Right? Didn't he hit 2 on the they had like 47 runs. How many? Misner hit 2 bombs, didn't he? He did.
Did he end up hitting 2? I saw the 1, but they had so many runs.
Yeah, Misner hit a late home run, 3,400, and he was going into the game with 1,000 OPS, and then hit 2 more home runs, 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 3 ribbies for Cameron Misner, who's $3,400.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's where did he come from? Where do all the Tampa Bay
have to do with? I think the ballpark.
Yeah,
and facing bad pitching, right? Those usually help.
Riley Green, 41. That's cheap.
This is definitely a good spot to go back to some of these. We think, right? We're assuming that Priester's still kind of iffy. A hot Christopher Morel is good for everybody. He is on his way. Another good night tonight to get Walker Buehler there. Let's see. Ward said that already. Paris.
PCA at 4K.
Yeah, I guess we'll see, right? We'll see how he comes through tonight. If he has another good night, can certainly give him a look. Carpenter's 37. Listen, I like Springs, but like Luis Robert is a good hitter, right? He's not a $3,500 guy. So if you wanted a one-off Luis Robert, I don't think it's like the worst idea.
Man, I don't know anymore because this was last year. He did this last year too.
Yeah, I mean,
he needs to change the scenery. That's all I know. Well, when he inevitably is moved.
Look at these stolen bases though, dude. Like he's running a lot.
Yeah, he's running a lot. He is for sure running a lot.
I mentioned Adele already. Meisner,
Carpenter. You didn't mention Carpenter at 37. He homered again today.
Sure.
He's been hit. He hits a lot of home runs. He's 37.
Yep. Value range. Man, not a ton down here that we would go to. Pajes is 28. I don't know. Anything for you that would stand out?
Angel Martinez
Smith is still 2,400. He didn't do anything tonight, but
yeah, he just has a big ceiling, big ceiling. Angel Martinez at 31 gets Charlie Morton. He is playing ahead of Lane Thomas, or with Lane Thomas injured. He's been decent. Jordan Walker, terrible spot. John Kenzie can't hit. It's pretty bleak down here in the value.
Yeah, not a lot of value in the outfield position. We're given who's pitching on the slate, right? Our usual value guys aren't really there for us. So, all right, well, let's get a lineup going here. Of course, we do a live show on Tuesdays or every day, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have myself and Keith Eister breaking this one down for you guys. Pitching, Springs for sure. And what's our SP2? Do we go value?
Zach Veen, by the way, min salary. If he's in the lineup, because Logan Knack is just,
Landon.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Logan Allen, Landon Knack. We got.
I'm washed, John. I don't know what to tell you. I'm washed.
It's a long day. All right, we got Springs as the SP1 plug. Do we want up for Schwellenbach? Do we want down for like Pepio?
I mean, what do we want for bats? What do we want for bats? Because if we want to spend up on like Kyle Tucker / Cubs, then we probably need some type of value,
if we're just convinced Boston's lost,
We are
Pepio
convinced.
gave you 22 fantasy points on opening day. Like, there's some strikeout upside there.
I mean, he's a good pitcher. Boston is obviously not this bad, but they are
they
currently
are
that bad.
Are we sure they're not this bad?
I don't feel. I mean, I don't think. Yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see, right? Maybe long term they're that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I would also agree with you. I think it'd be very surprising if that ended up being the case. But Shane Baz tonight had 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. So
yeah, well, he has a gray beard and he's like 25. So
true.
he throws people.
All right, it's catcher position. We were gonna go to Samaya.
Someone in the comments is gonna absolutely destroy me for the continuance of Shane Baz's beard comments, but I'm gonna keep it going. So good luck.
That's fine. Do we do which pick? Which one? Rice, Aranda, Torkelson.
Oh, dude. I mean, you're. This is like. Stand up, John.
They're the same price. I don't know what to do.
You're talking about this tier. I don't know. You're getting a little too excited. You pick. This is your tier. This is your territory.
You went Ben Rice.
Okay. He homers every day, so it's a good pick.
He homers every day. All right, 4,200. We got Kyle Tucker and Amaya already in there with Rice. What's our next? What's our next play here?
Josh Young, third base.
Yeah, that's good credit. Right. Josh Young, 35.
I mean, we can. I don't hate the idea of like. I know Marcus Semien has been bad, but like Texas stack looks really good on this for power, but we don't have to do that also. But I don't know what else we would do at second, because second was kind of a position I don't think either of us like. Brandon Lau at 48, but then I
definitely like Brandon Lau. I would for sure do Lau.
Would we want to go back to like Lau, Aranda, Misner, and then like, because Misner's 3,400 and he's like the best player in the history of baseball.
I'm also okay that the Red Sox bullpen obviously got worked today too. So
16. Well, wasn't it 12 off Houck?
It was 11 off Tanner Houck in 2 innings, dude. I haven't been more right on a guy.
Like, no, you have absolutely crapped on Tanner Houck since the start of the year, and it's been nails.
Sadly, deservingly so. All right, so we have an option here. We can go down to $2,400 Rooksley and spend up for like whoever we want, Ohtani, Judge, Tatis, or we can split it up and go the Seager route. All right, and then get a $4,800 outfielder, which would be,
is that Ian Happ?
I guess a Dolis or Happ. Yeah, probably go Happier.
Just to correlate with the Kyle Tucker.
Yeah. Yep. It's
not
bad. I don't mind it. We have Seager. 2-man, 2-man, 3-man, or 2-man, 3-man, 3-man.
So yeah, I mean, it just depends on, I guess, what you wanted, right? Like if we wanted to go 3-3-2, and we go Adolis, but obviously we both like lefties against Randy.
Tampa Bay's gonna be more popular this slate than they were on the Monday slate. That's for sure.
I would bet that is correct, and I wonder. I don't think Baseball Savant's updated yet on like ballparks, but I'd like to, when we wake up tomorrow, I'd like to see. So remember George M. Steinbrenner Field is now 12th in home runs, according to, and I don't even know if that includes the
tonight.
We'll check back on that on the 5 at the. You'll have to do it with Keith at 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that ballpark's slowly becoming an offensive ballpark. That's for sure. All right. Springs, Pepio, Amaya, Aranda, Lowe, Young, Seager, Tucker, Meisner, Happ with $300 left over is our example lineup. Again, myself and Keith will be back here live at 5. We'll see you then.